Hello, how are you doing? My name is Otto and welcome back to another video. There has been a lot of hype around the DJI Pocket 3 and I get it, it is an amazing camera. But did you know that you can still buy the older Pocket 2 for about $350 and save almost $200? So in this video, I would like to talk about the difference between one and the other so you can make a better decision if you want to buy either one of them or if you're planning to upgrade to the Pocket 3. One of the main things that you need to know about them is that you're going to get a small camera that is attached to a mechanical gimbal. And the main purpose of this is to make your videos more stable, and it also helps to keep the horizon level straight at the same time. The Pocket 3 is bigger than the Pocket 2 and also a bit heavier with a weight of 180 grams versus 117 grams. None of them are waterproof and the gimbal itself is a bit fragile, so I wouldn't recommend to treat them as an action camera. One of the major drawbacks of the Pocket 2 is the size of the screen, and it can become a bit difficult to see what you have in the frame or to change the settings if you have bigger fingers. Even with my skinny fingers, I do have trouble doing so from time to time. The Pocket 3 has been upgraded with a larger screen that you can rotate to a horizontal position if you want to and set the orientation of the video to match the position of the screen. When it comes to the video quality, the Pocket 3 not only has a larger sensor than the Pocket 2, but it also records in 10-bit color with a maximum bitrate of 130 megabits per second. It can record using H.264 or H.265, and the video quality and low light performance have been the main reason why this camera has become so popular since it was released. Compared to the Pocket 2, you're going to get a much higher dynamic range where shadows will have more details and less noise. But this is not to say that the Pocket 2 is not going to have a good video quality. Even though it has a smaller sensor, a maximum bitrate of 100 megabits per second, and records using 8-bit color, this camera has been performing really well for most situations when I had to record videos for myself, and I have used this multiple times for B-roll videos for this channel, and I feel that they look really good. I know that low light performance is not going to bring the highest quality. Here you can see for yourself a few examples side by side with the Pocket 3. I have seen in many situations that the Pocket 2 was doing a decent job. As a matter of fact, a much better job compared to other cameras that have a similar size for their sensor. But the Pocket 3 is going to be hands down the best choice. The videos that you will get out of this camera are going to have less noise and a cleaner image. When it comes to video resolution, the Pocket 2 has a maximum one of 4K up to 60 frames per second. And if you want to shoot the slow motion at 120 or 240 frames per second, it can only be done at 1080p. I think that it looks decent, but if you zoom in, you can see quite a bit of noise. If we look at the Pocket 3, you can also record at 4K up to 60 frames per second using video mode. And if you select slow motion, it will record in 4K at 120 frames per second. And I don't even know if I have to say this, but the quality is amazing. Normally, I don't talk about pictures taken with small cameras like this because most of the time, they are not good. With the Pocket 3, you will get very decent pictures most of the time, as you can see with these examples. The Pocket 2 can take pictures at 16 or 64 megapixels, but in my opinion, they are not going to be better than the ones that you take with the Pocket 3 at 9.4 megapixels. For vlogging, these two cameras are going to be great. I like that with the Pocket 3, instead of having everything in focus, you will get this blur in the background, which creates a more interesting and cinematic feel. I've read so many comments where people said that they actually don't like to have this. With the Pocket 2, you're not going to get that background blur, and this could be something that some people might prefer. The Pocket 3 also has a new focus mode called Product Showcase, and this allows the user to show something in front of the camera, and the focus will shift to that product instead of yourself. Another major feature that you will get with these two cameras is the active tracking that allows the camera to track a person or an object that you select. It's very useful for solo content creators and for vlogging or selfie videos, since this will help you to worry less about your framing, and it's like having someone moving the camera around. It feels to me that on the Pocket 3, it will move in a smoother way than on the Pocket 2, and after using the tracking on both devices so many times, I can tell you that the one on the Pocket 3 is way more reliable. Another limitation on the Pocket 2 is that this tracking doesn't work using 4K at 60 frames per second, but it works if you record using 4K at 48 frames per second. Yeah, it's not really a deal breaker. Battery life is quite good on these two devices, but the Pocket 3 has a bigger battery that will run for about 2 hours and a half using 4K at 24 frames per second. I did test the battery on the Pocket 2 today, and it still lasts for almost 2 hours, even though I've been using this for more than 3 years. The battery is not replaceable on either device, but you can get this battery handle for the Pocket 3 that you can attach at the bottom, and this will charge the main battery up to 60%. It comes with a creator combo, but you can also buy spare ones with a retail price of $69. For the Pocket 2, I recommend to get a power bank if you're going to need more power on the go. The internal microphones on both cameras are good enough for everyday videos. Test number 2, taking advantage that it's not really windy. So I'm testing the microphone on the DJI Pocket 3 and on the DJI Pocket 2. Test number 2, taking advantage that it's not really windy. So I'm testing the microphone on the DJI Pocket 3 and on the DJI Pocket 2. Using an external USB-C microphone on the Pocket 3 is quite straightforward, and even if you don't get the creator combo, you can now buy just a single DJI Mic 2 transmitter for about $100. Using an external microphone directly on the Pocket 2 doesn't work, not even when I try to connect the mic made by DJI. And to be able to connect an external microphone, you need to have the Do-It-All handle, which has a price of around $100, and the downside here is that this will increase the amount that you have to invest for this camera. There is no denying that the DJI Pocket 3 is a great camera. It has replaced my older Pocket 2 in my backpack, but if you want a smaller form factor and you don't want to spend a lot of money in a camera, the Pocket 2 can truly be one of the best options for vlogging, content creation, and it is a great camera for everyday videos with friends and family, or even travel videos. And let's not forget that you're going to save some money if you buy the Pocket 2 instead of the Pocket 3. The links to these two cameras are going to be down below. I would appreciate if you can give this video a like and maybe subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. But even if you don't subscribe, I hope that you're having an amazing day, and somehow I hope to see you again in the next video. Bye.